talk about mentorship and your thoughts, why you think it's important or maybe not important.
So when it comes to mentorship and coaching, I think what a lot of people lack is they'll go and take a course somewhere like, Udemy, Coursera, wherever, or they might go take a boot camp, but they don't connect with people who are actually working in the industry, who's going to give them insight and wisdom on like, all right, this is where you're at now. And like to be honest with them too, like this is where you're at now, and this is where you need to be in order to land that job that you want. So it's really getting someone who actually works in the field to help you and guide you and to tell you, hey, like you're not really there yet. So and that's why you think people aren't really giving you a chance. You're getting your interviews and stuff like that because you just need a little bit more. You have the information, but right now it's really raw and you need to structure it in a way that's going to be, and there's other things you don't know too, like how to work in Scrum, how to use Jira, with Agile. So getting you like telling you, okay, these are the areas that you need to go to because where you got your education is very pointed at exactly what you need, but like to do the job, but not to actually work.
And that's the thing, like a lot of people have the textbook bare minimum. And they're like, well, how come I'm not getting a job? I have the skill set. But one, they don't know how to actually apply anything. They don't have that actual experience. And kind of a mentor helps bridge that gap, saying, yeah, I have this amount of years of experience. You have this knowledge, but how to actually apply it, do step one, two, and three.
Yeah, and one of the ways that like I try to help them get that knowledge when they are like when I'm coaching somebody, I actually put them into real real work, right? So I'm saying with my coaching group, right? I'm building an actual app, right? It's going to be web-based. Eventually, we're going to do mobile, right? And for the QA people that I have, I'm like, all right, we're going to go through. We have our Scrum nights every other Sunday night. 2 week sprints. They're using Jira, trying to get them to actually do their stand-ups. That's a challenge within itself. But like just going through the actual software development process that you do on the job, and putting something out there. So now if you do get that interview, you say, oh yeah, I worked on this and it's live in production. It has users and, actually having some talking points instead of, oh, I created this thing in GitHub and just go look at it. And like, no one really cares about that.
Because as you said, there's one thing just saying, oh, this is a principle and just textbook stuff. But actually saying, oh, I built this, I ran through these problems, this is how I solved it. That shows you actually have experience and you just didn't memorize things. Because a
Mhm.
lot of people, even in regular university, they memorize something enough to pass a test and then forget about it, move on to the next memorization. But actually understanding, being able to apply certain topics or concepts, that's the key thing a lot of people kind of miss out on.
Yeah, like I'll give you an example too. I have a this college student. I think he's 20 years old that I'm coaching, and he's going to college for cybersecurity. And trying to understand what they're teaching in like about Python and SQL in the college was like I'm having such a hard time understanding this. I'm like, well, let's do this, right? You're gonna continue doing everything you're learning in school, but take take this Udemy Python course, take this Udemy SQL course, and see if that's because a lot of times they teach you a lot better on these courses online than they do in the classroom. I'm like, use that to help you pass your classes. And now he's like, oh yeah, this makes a lot more sense now that I have this additional resource.
Exactly. And just speaking on that, like your video today on purpose, finding out why you're doing something, that kind of hits it on the head where why am I learning Python? Okay, now that I know a reason behind it, I'm a little more motivated. I can be more focused instead of and making sure that it's the personal achievement also, not just to appease somebody else. Because if you
Definitely.
do this and don't appease them, then you're all upset. But no, do it for yourself, your own benefit, and take it from there.
Yeah, like it's like what I was saying was like when you do it for yourself, there's gonna be tons of other people who benefit from it, right? And I think I gave the example of Terraform when so a lot of the Terraform work that I've been doing the past few weeks was the app that like my coaching group is building, getting that into Terraform, into infrastructure as code, and that like figuring that out helps me like a lot because I now understand. I really understand a lot about Terraform right now. but now everyone else gets the benefit from seeing, okay, this is like all the struggles that you went through learning it and stuff like that, which I don't expect anybody to watch like every single one of those videos, but you can just pop into one of them and see, oh wow, like this is very challenging. Because a lot of times you hear like, oh yeah, go into this. It's like, you know, 3 months and you'll be good to go. And it's like now you actually start writing through code, you're like, why isn't this working? And that's the part you need to understand. Like, okay, when it's not working, how do I get it to work? And that's the part that I want to fill the gap for helping people, because it's not always going to be that happy path.
Exactly. In a perfect world, you just have the happy path, things always work as expected. But in reality, that doesn't happen.